guys, welcome to the 4th edition of Joshua's Coding Hub. To start with the video, I'm just going to write down what we will be covering in today's class on the whiteboard. Okay, so hi guys, let's get started with today's session. Just before I get into the depths of the session, I just wanted to tell you, if you haven't watched my previous videos, please watch them as they are all in a sequence. And if you haven't watched my first video or my second and my third video, then you will not be able to understand what I'm about to teach in this video. Please go back and watch those videos before you watch this one. Thank you. Okay, now let's get started. Now, let's go to the file, our Joshua Python file that we created. I've created a new folder. So let's name this folder with the date. Today, whatever you're learning, for me, it's 29th of January, 2023. Nice. Okay, so I gave you an assignment last class. How did you get on? Please post in the comments or email me. I've attached my email address to my profile picture. So just post in the comments and tell me how you guys got on, because I'll be revealing the answer in today's class. Okay. So you don't have to do this, but if you were stuck on your assignment, then you should do this. Solution.py. Say yes to this question. Now, it won't ask you this, but it's asking me this. Open with Notepad. Remember to open with Notepad, not Python, because that's Python shell, but we're using Notepad for now. Okay. It's time to get started. So when I was learning Python and I was in your stage, I was given a similar assignment. This was the code that I did. So in the input function that I taught you last class, I did enter your favorite food. If food equals, I set the value to, I said food equals pizza. And if food equals pizza, print correct. Else, print incorrect. If you did this, this is actually wrong. I will demonstrate on Command Prompt, the platform that we're using to execute our codes, right now. But because this is the wrong type of code. But this is actually the code that I did when I was first learning about variables and if and else statements. Well, I was wrong, and I was sitting there crying because I was so annoyed that I didn't get the correct answer. So let me show you why this doesn't work. So go to your search bar and search up Command Prompt. Okay. Remember what I taught you how to run it? Put the CD, copy your address, copy address as a text, go back to Command Prompt. You guys should be experts at this by now. There. Okay. So now let us run our code. Python, what was the name of the file? Solution. Solution. Enter your favorite food. So let's say pizza. Oh, this is correct. That's what you wanted it to, right? My favorite food is pizza. But What if this happens? Spaghetti, let's say. It says correct. Now, that is wrong. Spaghetti is not my favorite food. Spaghetti is not my favorite food. Pizza is my favorite food. Then why is it saying that spaghetti is correct? Let me tell you. We're saying that food equals pizza. So if food equals pizza, it's correct. If food doesn't equal pizza, then it's incorrect. But they are getting the input. You enter spaghetti, but that value of spaghetti is lost. It's not stored in any variable. That's a key word here, variable. You need to make sure that always, no matter what situation, even now I'm using this, every single time you include the input in Python and you want Python to store the value that you're entering for input, you need to include a variable. Because in this case, you're entering, let's say, spaghetti for enter your favorite food, right? Then the variable food comes in and it says food is equal to pizza. Now, if food is equal to pizza, then it's correct. So food is always pizza. Food is an unchanging value. But if we put fave food, let's say, and if fave food equals food, let's see what happens. Incorrect. Now my program's working. If I put pizza here, it says correct. But if I put broccoli here, it says incorrect. Okay. Cool. Now there's actually a more simpler way to do this. Remember when you were watching my third video, I was talking a lot about RAM, Random Access Management. You may have remembered Random Access Management. RAM. RAM is basically the memory storage of the computer, like I told you in the last class. This program is using more RAM than it needs to. When you are a professional programmer and you are doing programs, let's say, in the workplace, you will try and make your program as simple as possible, using up the least RAM as possible. That is a good program, because you don't want to use unnecessary amounts of RAM and waste up your RAM and need to get new ones just because of some code, do you? No. You want to have the most RAM left. So in this case, this is what we do. Food equals pizza. We can delete this line. We need this line. If we do this, okay, wait. I want to test your knowledge before I do what I was planning to do. Pause this video and think, what will happen if I run a command prompt this program? Okay, pause the video and let's go. Let's run this program. Here it is. If you had said food is not defined, then congratulations, you are correct. Because food, remember, is a variable, as an interpreter It doesn't know it's a variable though, and the variable has no. If food even was a variable, it doesn't have any value. We have to define food as a variable with a value. But however, fat food is another variable that we have defined with this piece of code. So now let's get back to what I was trying to do. If fat food equals pizza, let's say, would this work? Sorry, do command prompt. Now let's see if it works for spaghetti. Wow. My program is working. Remember, there's always room for improvement. Let's go to our notepad file. So we have done this program in a way that there's the least amount of RAM. So let's improve it. When you say correct, the user doesn't really know what he's talking about. So let's say correct. I love pizza. And then if it's incorrect, let's say yuck. No, I hate that. Let's see. Okay. So let's see how our program runs. Correct, I love pizza. Yuck, no, I hate that. See, it works. Now I'm going to do something fancy. Instead of that, we're not being very specific when we say that, are we? So let's do this. Magic. Basically, it takes its output and it sees and prints it out here by hand. So basically, this is what happens. Save food. So it takes a value that is entered and stores it in fave food. It's used once. Is that value equal to pizza? No, it's not equal to pizza. So let's go to the else statement. Print. Yuck, no, I hate. Okay, so I printed yuck, no, I hate. Oh, okay, comma. Comma is the one that's separating this string from this variable. Comma is very important in this situation. And fast food, so we need to go back to the variable fast food and see what was inputted there and print it out here. This is what is happening in this case. But what would happen if I didn't put the comma? It would actually say that perhaps you forgot a comma. It's because here the string is not being separated from the variable and it needs to be separated. So that's the first part of the lesson done. If you have any queries on this, just post it in the comments. Okay, let's see if it works one last time. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so now the solution.py is done and dusted. Let's get started with the assignment part of the session. So create another file, a text document. and say, call it assignment. Don't change the extension, and then open it. Open your file. Okay, now you've opened your file. Write what I'm writing. So first of all, I'm going to give you 2 assignments that you can go and tell me how you get on with it in the comments. First assignment. Redo the food guessing game. And the second assignment is to make a general knowledge quiz. Okay. This quiz, it will be similar to the guessing game, very similar. You ask the user for input, and you ask them a question. Let's say for a model question, what is the capital of Sri Lanka? You ask the user, what is the capital of Sri Lanka? And if the user enters Colombo, the capital of Sri Lanka, you say correct. Colombo is the capital of Sri Lanka. But if they enter the wrong answer, say wrong. Whatever you just said is not the capital of Sri Lanka. Make 5 to 10, I would say, general knowledge quiz questions, and tell me how you get on in the comments. Or if you're really struggling, please just email me, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Okay. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to give you a little 3 questions quiz. Okay, so the first question you need to know from my previous classes. So you need to watch my previous classes to know this one. Name me 3 data types in Python. Any 3 data types in Python. Our second question I've covered in today's class. Give me the name of the function used in Python that allows the user to interact with Python. And the last question. What does RAM stand for, and what is it used for? Okay, those are your 3 questions. I will be revealing the answers in the next class. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about what we're gonna be learning in the next class. So I've told you about the if loop and the else loop. So in my next class, I'll be talking about the while loop and the elif loop. Both very important loops as we're going to move more to the advanced topics. And some classes, watch out for some of my tutorials, they won't just be about Python, there'll be a bit on tech and like short videos on my Python journey and short other assignments. So just keep tuned. And there is I do have a website that you could go check out sometime. I'll post a link in the description below. Okay, so I would just like to recap on our assignments that I'm setting for you. Make sure that you save the file that we wrote the assignments in. So redo the food guessing game, okay, and the general knowledge quiz. Those are the assignments. Okay, so thank you for watching this class. Please subscribe and like this video, and watch more of my videos, and share this to a friend or somebody, because I want to help the wider community learn Python. Okay, thank you. Bye. See you in my next tutorial.